Hello. What if I told you that for every day for the rest of your life, you would need to take a pill in order to feel like you, your real self, on a daily basis? If that scares you, then you're probably a logical person that realizes that should not be the sole reason for life and how to live your life. I understand that people are depressed and they get anxious, and that sometimes medication is the only way to help them. But I'm here to say that there are other options, including, and most importantly, meditation. Meditation is a great practice and is not very often prescribed as a treatment in treating anxiety. And in a world, according to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, where 18% of U.S. citizens suffer from anxiety on a daily basis, meditation should be used much, much more often. But according to Dr. Kathy Frank at Henry Ford Hospital, talk therapy and medication are actually the two most common treatments used. It doesn't seem like a problem to most people, but it sure does to me. Because through my own research, verbal communication with others, and practice of my own, I have found that meditation is a very, very powerful tool in treating anxiety and just well-being in general. So, I think that is why meditation should be prescribed as a treatment rather than just filling out prescriptions and prescriptions and prescriptions for pills. You may be wondering to yourself, what is meditation? I've seen it and I've heard of it, but I don't quite know what it is and why does this relate to anxiety at all? Well, according to Psychology Today, meditation is a mental exercise that trains attention and awareness. To put that into more layman terms, it's becoming aware of your thought and almost controlling it. In a world filled with distractions like we live in today, with phones, technology, class, jobs, friends, there's so much rushing through your head, and oftentimes you don't really get to control what you think. It pops in your head, and that's that. And that can be a scary thing and overwhelm people. And like I said, medication can be helpful. It can help lots of people. But if people were more aware of how powerful their own brain was in treating problems, they might think twice before prescribing themselves with something like that and try to go another route with meditation. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, meditation seems like a good tool in this particular issue, but what exactly is it? We've heard the definition, and he seems to like it, but what do you do, and how can this be done? Well, meditation's a very simple thing when it comes down to it. There's many ways to do it, but one of the best ways and easiest is to simply close your eyes and focus on your breath. That doesn't mean just breathe and just feel it. It means slow down your breath and take deep inhalations like that. You focus on it and you let the oxygen fill your stomach and push it out, and then it'll suck back in and push all the air out of your head. You also may be thinking, that sounds boring and like a lot of work. And you're not wrong. It is a little bit boring at first, especially when you're trying to train your brain to do something that you don't want in a world where there's plenty of things you can do within a second. However, the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the more results you see, which is the best part about meditation. It's a brain exercise that only you can push yourself to do. So, the more you do it, the better you are. The reason for this type of meditation and why breathing is so important to it is because on a daily basis, we do not get enough oxygen to our brain. And this lack of oxygen leads to an increased heart rate. Both lack of oxygen and increased heart rate are a direct result to anxiety. So, therefore, if you can slow down your breathing, get more oxygen in your brain, you work your body less, and you think more clearly, and anxiety leaves your body. The more and more you do it, the more and more you will realize that certain thoughts have certain responses in your body, and you'll start to notice tension build up in your body, and you might feel stressed or tense or sore or tight. But that's why you breathe. You can feel it when you breathe fully. You can see where those tension points are within your body, and you learn to release that tension. So that way, when you do have those stressful, anxious thoughts, you learn to disassociate them with the pain that you feel. You're able to let go and leave that thought with that thought, and that moment with that moment, so that they don't become intertwined. Meditation is not only great for your well-being on a daily basis, but it has proven benefits to increase mental health. And the two best parts about meditation are that it's absolutely free, unlike the medicine that you'll be prescribed, and there are no negative side effects. The only thing that can happen is that you prove your brain to be stronger and stronger on the daily. However, I understand that people will still be taking medication, which does have lots and lots of negative side effects. According to Harvard Medical School, some of these side effects include insomnia, rashes, joint and muscle pain, upset stomach, nausea, lowered sex drive and desire, and a lack of effectiveness over time. It's very scary, and unfortunately those are not the only side effects. I just didn't want to scare you too much. I personally believe the worst out of all of those, physical symptoms and not, is that over time, the pills that you take become less and less effective. That's a very scary thing because it starts to erode your brain, and you need to fill your body with more and more of the substance in order to get the same effect of feeling of happiness. This is an unhealthy crutch that people rely on far too often. There are lots of risks involved in taking this drug. So, be careful. I understand that meditation sometimes is not the only option, but if you are going to use medication, I strongly urge that you seek out what side effects each medicine has and what is best suited for you. So that way, you save your body and you save your mind in the long run. Thank you for listening.